Alright, YouTube, what's going on? Second video of the night. I wanted to make this video and as a important announcement while this topic is still fresh. So yes, another neoliberal warmonger has finally bit the bullet. Madeline Albright, who was the Secretary of State under Bill Clinton, has finally bit the bullet. She died on Wednesday, this past Wednesday, and I, as someone who hates the state of oligarchy and where much of the world has come to, and it's because of people like her, I'm very glad that Madeline Albright is dead. All these fucking people acting like she's like this big savior of women's rights and is this big like savior of social justice in this world are fucking ridiculous because here's the thing. If you actually think that, well, then I think the people of Serbia would like to have a word with you, because for those of you who don't know, in 1999 there was a NATO campaign bombing that was led by the U.S. under Madeline Albright and Bill Clinton that bombed the country of Serbia in Eastern Europe while they were at war with the country of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and as a result of that war, it resulted in the massacring of innocent Serbian civilians, leading them to be pissed off with the West and with the U.S., and rightfully so, and it led them into the hands of being aligned with Russia and China, and you can understand why. So it really just all boils down to the fact that Madeline Albright was a fucking war criminal. She was pulling the strings of Bill Clinton, in all honesty. She was. And it doesn't matter if you got a D at the end of your name and you got an R at the end of your name. If you're a warmonger, you're a war criminal, I have no respect for you. And I'm not going to sit here and respect you and act like you're a nice person. And I said this on my Facebook, so my friends on this website that are on my Facebook, you all know my stance. You're not exempt from criticism just because you're fucking dead, okay? You're not. Because Madeline Albright has done nothing for anybody. I mean, in all honesty. I mean, she's not this social justice warrior. She's not this feminist or women's rights activist and whatnot. She has a history of supporting U.S. bombings in Serbia. She supported the Gulf War sanctions that the United Nations, that was led by the U.S. at the time, after the Gulf War when Iraq invaded Kuwait. And of course the Gulf War took place to liberate Kuwait, and that resulted in crippling sanctions on the Iraqi population, which eventually the United Nations had to tone down and relax in a way, because it was directly affecting Iraqi children and civilians, and resulted in devastating destruction to the Iraqi economy, malnourished thousands of innocent children. And Madeline Albright basically made a bunch of quotes about like, oh yeah, who cares about those civilians and whatnot. Essentially, that's what she said. She said that, oh yeah, these comments, Iraqi kids' death is worth it. And this one thing that Al Jazeera gets right now, I usually don't support Al Jazeera on a lot of things, but Al Jazeera happens to be right on one thing. And then there's this one news article that says Putin is a war criminal, and so was Madeline Albright. That's exactly right. She was a war criminal, and she will be remembered as a war criminal. And the people of Serbia, the people of Iraq, and the people of other developing nations will also remember her as a war criminal, and I, as an American, will remember her as a war criminal. So no, like I'm not going to give you this, I'm not going to give this thing. No, so no, fuck Madeline Albright. I'm glad she's fucking dead. I'm glad the stupid old rizzled old fucking bitch is fucking dead. Okay? I don't care about that stupid fucking hoe. Okay? And I don't care how insensitive or how unloving that sounds. I said that about George H.W. Bush when he fucking bit the bullet. I said it about all these other people. I said it about Colin Powell when he fucking bit the bullet. Okay? So why is it that whenever these war criminals, that's what they are, they're war criminals, why is it that, oh, we're going to feel bad for them when they die? Well, what about the civilians that they killed in the name of the U.S. and in the name of the power that they hold, destroying our country at home and wrecking our reputation abroad? So why would I feel bad for these people when they die or when they bite the bullet or when they bite the bullet? Okay, my sympathy might be reserved for the immediate family members of like Madeline Albright or Colin Powell, because they got nothing to really necessarily do with it. But I'm not going to sit there and act like, oh my God, I respect her. She was such a great lady. She was such a good person, and all this stuff. Like that's bullshit. Okay, so I'm tired of this fucking simping over war criminals. I'm not going to do it. I'm like not going to do it. So yes, it's very true that Putin is a war criminal. I agree with that. So is Madeline Albright. That's exactly correct. And this kind of mentality is what leads developing nations and smaller nations to look to protection with Russia and China. Okay, this is why Russia has allies with Serbia and has allies with, Cuba and Venezuela, because these imperialist actions on behalf of the U.S. and whatnot, U.S. government and whatnot, is what pushes these countries into the hands of Russia and China and our adversaries in general, Iran included. So this is what Madeline Albright's known for. Oh yeah, let's not forget the Chinese embassy in Belgrade was bombed by the NATO campaign that Madeline Albright supported. Let's not forget that. Pissed off China almost started World War III with fucking China as a result of it. So yeah, this is Madeline Albright's legacy. Oh yeah, she was a champion for women's rights while Bill Clinton was cheating on his wife in the Oval Office, getting a fucking blowjob with him in the Oval Office. So yeah, and she was working for this guy. Yeah, such a champion for women's rights, right? And I'm not trying to sit here acting like a moralist, like, oh my God, Bill Clinton. Like, that was Bill Clinton's least serious offense. Like, that was his least serious offense. Now, Bill Clinton I look at him like I viewed Obama and like I viewed Joe Biden. They're like the status quo, neoliberals, status quo, agree with them on some things, don't agree with them on other things. But Madeline Albright, no. Madeline Albright, no. Shitty person, fuck her. I'm glad the grizzled old bitch is fucking dead. She was a killer, and she'll be remembered as a killer. And she's got no legacy except for the things that she did. The things that she did and the civilians that she killed and the lives that she destroyed at home and abroad. So no, fuck her. I'm not going to give her any respect, because I also said this too, to get respect, you got to earn respect. Madeline Albright has done nothing to deserve my respect, because as an American, I am tired of these politicians and what they're doing to our country. And I don't think the people of Serbia have any respect for Madeline Albright, considering that she supported a NATO campaign that destroyed the lives of innocent Serbian civilians during the whole Bosnia-Serbia war and dust-up and so on. Now, I mean, the whole Bosnia-Herzegovina, Serbia, tension at the time it's a very complex story. That's a whole topic for another video at a later date and time on another day. But you get what I mean. But yeah, no. This is what it all comes down to. So, no, I will not show her respect. Serbians would not show her respect. I guarantee you that Iraqi civilians are not going to show her any respect, considering she supported crippling sanctions that destroyed the lives of Iraqi children who became malnourished because of the U.S. sanctions campaign on Iraq that literally it malnourished Iraq. It literally malnourished them. Now, what we should have done during the whole Iraq-Kuwait thing, because, when Iraq invaded Kuwait, it was an illegal invasion, no question about it, no different than the whole Russia-Ukraine situation. But the thing is, it should have been, the sanctions at the time should have been taken the way that the sanctions against Russia are currently taken. Cutting off the actual dictator, his oligarchies, and his governments, whatever you want to call it, not directly affecting the people. The problem is the sanctions campaign on Iraq directly affected the people. Just like the sanctions on Serbia over the whole Bosnia war in the early 90s directly affected Serbian civilians. Just like the embargo on Cuba affects the civilians. The sanctions on Venezuela affect the civilians. So the whole thing is just ridiculous. And it's just getting ridiculous how these people never took any accountability for anything. And their death means that they will go down as the human shit that they are. Because that's what they are. They're fucking shit. And if George W. Bush fucking kills over, I'm going to be saying the same thing. It'll be a good day. When these goddamn war criminals, when they all fucking drop dead like a doornail, it'll be a good day. Because that means that that's some justice in the world, that we don't got to deal with these people anymore. They're taking up space on this earth, and they're breathing good air is what they're doing. Like fucking George W. Bush, that all the goddamn Democrats, neoliberal Democrats, are now praising because somehow he's got principles compared to Trump. Okay? Like, okay, I can sit here and I can say that Trump fucking sucked, and I will say that till I'm blue in the face, but does that mean that I'm going to like George W. Bush because of Trump? Fuck no. I'll like that's ridiculous. Or am I going to say that Madeline Albright was a good lady because she criticized Trump on so many different things? That doesn't make her good. Like, I don't care what she says. I care about what she does. So I care about the fact that she destroyed the lives of innocent civilians in Serbia, in Iraq, in all sorts of different other countries, probably Bosnia too, probably a whole bunch of different places that she probably wanted to invade and was pulling Bill Clinton's strings while doing it. Oh, I'm sure was responsible. Oh, wait, no, she wasn't Secretary of State in 1996 during the whole Cuba plane conspiracy. That's a whole nother story. So, yeah, no. So, no, Madeline Albright, no, she kicked the bucket. Good fucking riddance. Okay? Good fucking riddance to this fucking war criminal. I don't give a shit how unloving that sounds. Like, I don't care. Like, I speak my mind. I am going to live in my truth. And I am going to speak my mind on this channel, on my Facebook, and elsewhere. Like, I will speak my mind. Okay? I will speak my mind in a free speech country. Because, you know, I come out here and I criticize American foreign policy day in and day out. I say it every fucking day. But there's one thing that our country does get right, and one thing that I am glad about that we have as a nation. Free speech. The freedom of speech and to say whatever the fuck you want. Okay? I am a social democrat. Okay? So I can support a social democrat party and support the idea of a social democratic revolution on the U.S. Okay? I am a social democrat and a revolutionist. So yeah, I can sit here and say those types of things. Okay, I can sit here and say, you know what? I am a follower of Communist Party USA on Facebook and elsewhere, and I subscribe to their newsletters. I can sit there and I can say those types of things, and that doesn't matter because I live in my truth. That doesn't make me a communist or a red-starred Marxist or whatever. No, that's not what I am. I just support their policy positions, not the whole communism Marxist thing, but the social democratic things. So they were saying the same thing about Madeline Albright. I think they did. So that's how it's going to be. You're going to hear the truth from me, and you're going to hear the truth on this channel, the unfiltered, uncensored truth that the media is not going to tell. Because to talk about these things that I feel passionate about. So how do I feel about Madeline Albright? She can get fucked. She can go rot in fucking hell. If there is a hell, she's definitely in it. That's what I have to say on that topic of discussion. So no, fuck Madeline Albright, fuck these war criminals, and fuck anybody that starts a war with innocent civilians. Because if you do that, you're not a good person. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, I don't care. You are that, I don't support you, and if you kick the bucket, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to fucking celebrate and say, fuck yeah, good riddance, and I'm not going to mince words about it, and I'm not going to care who's offended by it. So, yeah, that's pretty much that. So, whatever. Another fucking douchebag war criminal piece of shit has bit the bullet. So good riddance. And I'm going to wrap it up with that. But thank you all for listening. Hope everyone has a great weekend and a good night. Stay safe. More content in the works. Stay tuned for more videos on the way. This is Zach, the Celtics guy, saying thank you for watching. And one less war criminal on this planet, the less war criminals we have to deal with, the better. Because, unfortunately, Madeline Albright is gone, but there's still many more war criminals that still live among us. And their day of justice, or their day of ultimate justice, cannot come soon enough. Bye for now, and I'll see you all in the next video, next time, coming your way soon. See you all again next time. Peace out.